This is podcasting. You're supposed to be super sexy.
Yeah, but this goes on YouTube, right?
This goes on YouTube, and it also the full thing goes on Vimeo later on.
Okay.
So.
Because I want to send this one. This is going to be a good one. I want to send it out to a few people.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to get my little Bernard goon thing up here. There he's. Anyway, let me get the podcast rolling, and we're recording. We are recording right now.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. How's everybody?
There we go. All right. So we're recording, and I can get this out of the way so I can bring up the other little things I'm going to be dealing with this week. And there we go. Okay, so this is episode, believe it or not, this is episode 6.
Yay!
Episode 6 of the Atheist and The Witch podcast.
Sexy 6. Woo!
Sexy 6.
Yeah.
I, of course, am Brittles, known as The Atheist.
And I'm Chrissy the Witch.
And we're here to bring you a weekly cavalcade of different things that we're talking about, have been spoken to about, or have occurred in our, interestingly, lives, much like all of us out there in the land of the land.
Yeah. The land of Nod.
The land of Nod. So I would like to start this week, Switch?
Well, if you were listening last week, I told you about I bought this doll, a Baphomet doll, from Killstar, because they had feedback. We're feedbacking. We good now?
Yes, I'll have to...
Should we start over?
We have to start completely over, but you're talking about the Baphomet doll.
Oh, yeah. So, last week, if you remember, if you watched, or listened or watched, Killstar had a sale on their creatures, so I bought 2 of them. They were buy one, get one free. I bought a little gargoyle, which I thought was adorable. And for some reason, I don't know why I did it, but they had a Baphomet doll, which I was like, yeah, why not?
Why not?
So I brought this little guy home, and for some reason, when I brought him in the house, there was a couple little odd things that happened. Like, right away, I lost my keys. I bounced a check for the first time in my entire 50 years. And there was something else. I lost something else, too. I can't remember what it was. But, and I was like, oh my god, it's the Baphomet doll. It's bad luck.
Of course, I'm constantly like, Christine, it's not a toy doll that's causing you problems. You're just misplacing.
And I was getting ready to put him on a park bench somewhere and abandon him. I was like, oh my god, this is not good for the house.
Which would work well in our town, which is very, it's red. Although a lot of people here, the people that we live around are very cool, very open-minded. If we left a small doll that they would associate with satanic rituals in the town, we're in the middle of the town, there's a Freemason temple, they'd probably have, there'd be a manhunt.
Yeah.
We would put the Satan doll on the bench.
But the funny thing is, like, Baphomet has nothing to do with Satan.
Absolutely nothing.
So, and Satan is basically a Christian or Catholic thing or whatever.
Well, Satan is a fallen angel. Satan disagreed with God.
Well, it's
the Abrahamic God.
Lucifer Morningstar.
Yeah, he said he didn't like he said people should have their freedom to do as they chose. They shouldn't have to bow before you. And God was like,
oh yeah, not happy.
The Abrahamic God. I always have to bring out the Abrahamic God. I was listening to Joseph Campbell. There's many different gods that people believe. So if you're ever wondering what it's like to be an atheist and you're practicing whatever you are, just ask yourself like this. Ask yourself like this: what does it feel right now for you to not believe in Zeus or Odin? And basically, that's how it feels for me. It's the same, yeah. But anyway, Baphomet. I want to go back to Baphomet.
All right. So this is the little guy in question. This is the Baphomet I bought.
Baphomet has no boobs.
Yeah, I guess I didn't give him boobs. A lot of times he has boobs.
Half a Baphomet right there. He does. No, he does. She. He's supposed to have, because we'll explain the Baphomet in a few minutes.
So anyway, on a good note, I found my keys exactly in my pocketbook where I had searched like 4 times.
Yes, I told her to keep search. I said, empty the pocketbook out because she's a woman. She has a pocketbook.
I got a lot of shit.
And as women have pocketbooks, they are like the Doctor Who's TARDIS.
Yeah.
They are bottomless, endless things. You open a pocketbook up and you stick your hand in and it goes down like that thing that guy in the Harry Potter movie had. Not Harry Potter movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's totally my pocketbook. So, yeah, I was searching it everywhere, all over the place, gone for days. I looked in that pocketbook so many times. They weren't in there. And then I go in there one more time and I open the pocket up, and there they are. They're just sitting there. You're fucking with me.
Well, the thing is, where were the keys?
In my pocketbook.
Right? And I said 15 times, they're in your pocketbook. That's my logical place. And that's right. And I kept saying it. So
all right.
Baphomet was not. Baphomet, or the universe, whatever it was, you were all scrambling all over the place looking for these things. You didn't know where you're thinking to yourself. You don't know where you are. You were now. The whole thing with Baphomet is balance. Now, Baphomet is a deity that the Knights Templar were accused of worshiping. The Knights Templar were a medieval sect of Christianity or Catholicism that were a military order because. Of course, peaceful religions always need a military order. But anyway, they were accusing the Knights Templar of worshiping Baphomet. And Baphomet actually symbolizes balance. He's as above, so below. The fingers go up and they go down. It's part woman, part man. It's part animal,
part human.
So it represents balance. So. If you want to go with Baphomet was trying to tell you something, Baphomet's trying to tell Christine something, I would say from my point of view that he was trying to tell you that you're out of balance. You're looking around, you're all over the place, you lose the keys, you don't just balance.
I bounced a check.
You're not focusing.
True. It's very true. I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Because of course, Baphomet is supposed to represent a tradition that should result in a perfect social order, everything in balance, which is something that I attempt to be. I'm not always in any way, shape, or form. I am human.
Yeah.
As a human being, I am of course flawed to the max.
Yeah, we're not perfect. We try, but we're not perfect. So thank you for finding my keys, Baphomet, and telling me to focus harder.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on a second. I gotta make sure I'm on the right. I just turn this off for a second, recording, because am I on the right microphone?
Oh no.
And we're definitely recording. I'm just like, am I on the right microphone? And I'm like, I don't know.
So here's a close up.
You can show everybody back.
Yeah, here's a close up. He's a Killstar Creatures, and they're calling him the Dark Lord, but he's basically a Baphomet. So, also, I am drinking tonight a beer, Magic Hat number 9. This is a Vermont beer, highly recommended. Not quite a pale ale, but very delicious. I gotta say we're big fans of Vermont. Oh, this is done in South Burlington. I had no idea.
Oh jeez, Louise. If I could just remember one thing from 1 minute to the next on where stuff is in here.
See, Baphomet.
Recording preferences. No, it's not Baphomet. Overlapping, recording type AIF, my info, advanced. I just want to know what I'm recording on. It should be very simple for me to take a look at. Input device, Yeti stereo microphone.
It's a Yeti?
Yeah, we're actually speaking into it.
Yeti.
Into the Bigfoot of the Himalayas.
Nice.
So Baphomet. I'm a big fan of stuffed dolls, and I like stuffed dolls, as you know. I'm not poo-pooing at stuffed dolls. And what was the one that I bought you?
The Anubis?
Anubis, the cat.
No, Anubis is like a jackal. The cat is Bastet. She's the cat. I bought that in Tina's. Tina's a snap. Anubis is a jackal.
The Jackal, which is also a Spider-Man villain.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
The Jackal looks like a jackal too.
I had no idea.
So that's our take on Baphomet, which is he's the main I don't want to say villain, but the big bad.
And Sabrina,
they all worship Baphomet.
Yeah, the Dark Lord.
The Dark Lord. They call him the Dark Lord.
Yeah.
Dark Lord. You want to smoke cigarettes? The Dark Lord.
Yeah, good show. I like Sabrina.
You know, it's funny. I would not about Sabrina the teenage. You know, I wouldn't not that I would watch it. I would not read it as a comic book. It didn't catch my eye. But I did occasionally look at the old show, the comedy, because the woman who played one of the sisters I thought was relatively attractive, and they had the goofy cat in there that talked all the time. But then I was like, check this thing out. I was like, what do you think? And she was like, all right, we'll try it. And she was like, she was hooked.
It was good.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's fun to watch. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Woo!
Oh goodness. So,
all right. So I've come to my peace with Baphomet. Me and him, we're good. I put him in a really nice spot where he gets to look out the window. I figure that'll make him happy during the day. And, he gave my keys back, so I'm all good with it. So he can stay.
Man, they burn people at the stake. I gotta say, like, this Christianity, Catholic, the Abrahamic God people, very violent people.
They would do it now if they could.
If they get away with it,
yeah.
I believe
Don't think they wouldn't burn witches at the stake right now. And, well, they actually in Africa are doing that.
Which is odd. I will give it to the original Abrahamic God worshippers, which are the Jews. And they're not really violent people. They're not. Throughout history, their history is not being violent. But the minute that whole Christ thing came along, and there was also Muhammad, their interpretations are just not. They're not. It's not nice.
No,
it's just not
it's
nice.
Twisted. But you got to think about it. It was pretty much written by Rome, and it was
rewritten.
Well, it was the Council of Nicaea.
The Council at Nicaea.
Yeah, and they
together. He's like, you guys have got to get your shit together.
So
all these factions that say this and that.
That's when they redid the Apostles, and basically they made their laws that way. But I mean, look at Rome, incredibly violent civilization. So it leads to, natural progression that whatever they instill as a religion is going to be incredibly violent, and it is. So I'm sorry people, it's true. You have still to this day people molesting children and getting away with it in the churches. They have downtrodden and burned and beaten and raped women for centuries and accuse them of all sorts of horrendous things. And,
you are witches. Little people come out of you. You have to be a witch.
Exactly. Yeah. So, not to get on a really negative and horrible note, but that is honestly...
That's just the reality.
It's just the reality of it, and that is why I cannot ever follow, have allegiance to, or even back anything that would do something to me just because of me being a woman.
Yeah, I don't. That's. I know these things are found. I found out for myself that just studying these different religions, I was like, this is not good. If you look at it, sadly, it's the misinterpretation of the religion by human beings that brings about all this violence. It's not realistically the religion, the idea of the religion itself, the idea of Jesus, the idea of Muhammad. They were actually these prophets, these truth-sayers. They were trying to bring about. They're trying to bring about peace.
Yeah.
And as we know, in even this country, when somebody mentions the word peace, you gotta get that motherfucker and kick his ass. Nobody wants that. So that's what I think at the moment. We can discuss it.
like I said, I've told you this. I've never had a problem with JC ever. He seemed like a pretty mellow, hard-working, honest dude who just didn't like seeing the things that were being done at the time and tried to do a good thing. And what did they do to him? They fucking nailed him to a cross.
To a cross.
Can you imagine if he came back nowadays? You know what they would do to him? They'd lock him up in a mental asylum.
They'd lock him in a mental asylum. Yeah, a guy walking down the street in sandals and robe, saying, "Peace be with you, my son," and long hair. At least the white version of Jesus, which is white hair, pale skin, beard. They would definitely be locking him up. But all right, I mean that's a little rant on it. We did. I think we did 10 minutes there on that, so we can 10, 13 minutes.
Let's move on to something a little lighter.
It's a little lighter than that.
I'm sure we got a lot of shit on that one.
Yeah, if somebody actually looks at this, they'll jump. But again, I just want to make everybody realize that we're going to talk about it. We're not going to be commenting and going on and on and on and on and on. Remind people we have our beliefs, we have your beliefs. So much it freaking be. All right, where should we go next here, Miss Witch? I'm following your direction.
Well, you got the horoscopes. I'm
starting the horoscopes?
Yeah, it's the weekly horoscopes.
This is by the Hood Witch.
Yes, the Hood Witch.
At the hoodwitch.com. So go see the Hood Witch and help her out. All right, I'm going to try to get my radio voice on, which is not really good. W-A-N. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. From the Hood Witch, thehoodwitch.com, this is your horoscopes for the week ending 8/18. So we like to get it, you're going to be looking back at these horoscopes, I guess, and then saying this actually happened, which is what I like to do. I'm like, did that actually happen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this week brings mixed energies our way, which will lead us towards personal greatness and power. Mars, this is another sexy one here. Here we go. Mars, who's in Aries, squares off with Pluto, who is retrograde in Capricorn, and I can feel Pluto in my Capricorn. On the 13th, I did feel it on the 13th. PSA, public service announcement. This day will be intense. Avoid confrontations if possible. Triangular situations and power struggles will pop, taking on an intense energy of its own. Uranus retrograde begins on August 15th, which is today, when we're reading this, and lasts until January 14th, 2021 in Taurus. This is a time of reassessing relationships and rebuilding friendships, as well as becoming aware of situations that we've turned a blind eye to. The Leo Sun and Mars gently collide on August 16th, boosting our confidence and passions. Mercury and the Sun align in Leo on August 17th, right before Mercury and Mars connect. This is a time of excitement, optimism, and fierceness. Putting our needs first will prove beneficial to our emotional well-being. The Leo new moon on August 18th will bring our dreams to reality. The same day, Mercury galvanizes the North Node of Destiny. Boom. The North Node of Destiny, pushing us to embrace our fate. Venus, now he's in Cancer. Venus, who's in Cancer, will connect with Uranus retrograde, pushing us to live up to our potential in the most unexpected ways. And now for your horoscopes. Aries, you're up first. It may be hard for you to sit and watch by the sidelines as you like to take action and control situations. This week, you will need to take a step back and watch people make their own mistakes without your guidance. The reason you're not asserting yourself in other people's business is because you're learning that interfering will do more harm than good now. Taurus, the bull. It's time to embrace your personal power, your intuition, your ability to flip pages. There we go. Creativity and emotional maturity are remarkable. The only issue is that you often fall back on your confidence, which you are learning not to do this week. Keep a turquoise stone handy and use its energy to boost your self-esteem. With a little earthy energy, you can boss up your vibe and harness the power within. Gemini. Cutting cords on relationships in which you are having issues is always essential and helpful for peace of mind. However, if you're not ready to completely let go, which you may not be this week, then take a healing bath with Epsom salt, Florida water, thornless white flowers, and a dash of milk to cleanse your energy. It'll help you make decisions about these relationships. Cancer. As a lover of peace and harmony, you're finding that it's hard to be kind all the time, especially when others are talking behind your back. Don't worry about the haters. They'll succumb to their own karma. It is a bitch. Focus your energy on lessening your frustrations and annoyances resulting from the negative vibes others are throwing at you. Be mindful of how you use your energy. Leo, the lion. A lot of things are shifting in your world, particularly your career objectives. And all of this erratic change is creating a lot of drama within your friendships. Cosmic pro tip, be real with your friends. Tell them about the struggles, obstacles, uncertainties, and transformation that you're experiencing. They'll offer you support and advise you to go with the flow when it comes to your career. Virgo, sitting across from me.
Woo!
The new moon will push you to see the errors of your past ways, which you may not be eager to accept. If you choose to assert your highest and most honorable values into the world, then you will thrive. The karmic repercussions of not being honest and truthful will come back to haunt you down the road if you do not utilize them now.
So much pressure.
Pressure on the
God.
Virgos. Libra. It's never too late to do the right thing. This means owning up to situations that are less than scrupulous. Be honest there, Libra. The caveat is that while you are ready to take ownership for past mistakes and arguments, you're not ready to make up with those who you've argued with. Find the right words and way to let your case and feelings be known on such matters. The Witch.
Alright. Scorpio. Emotional flare-ups with personal relationships will take center stage in your life this week. And trust us, the drama will consume your mind, making you skip out on all of the amazing opportunities you have lined up. Use a selenite crystal to detox your aura under the new moon to ensure you can move forward without an intense emotional weight building on your shoulders. Sagittarius. An exciting offer will come your way that promises to bring you everything you ever wanted. All your monetary whims will be satisfied, but this opportunity will leave you feeling spiritually and emotionally famished. All that glitters is not gold, and the grass is never greener. Learning to be content with where you are in life is key and will lead you towards divine happiness. Capricorn!
Thank you. Here comes the Capricorn.
Are you doing what you want or what you think is expected of you? The time has come for you to assert your desires into the world and invest your energy in what makes you smile. Only then will you be happy. This will ring especially true during the new moon when your personal goals will be heightened and limits tested. Move towards personal happiness. Aquarius. Issues within your intimate relationship have been brewing over the past few weeks. With tensions being high, you will want to confront your friends and discuss these issues with them during the new moon. You may not get the answers you want or the clarity you want, but you will be able to gain a deeper understanding and guidance of how to handle these relationships in the future. And Pisces. Give yourself a chance to catch your breath this week and relax. Your energy is on overdrive, which is causing you to have burnout when it comes to your daily routine in life. Check in with your body, see how you feel during the new moon. It may be time to focus on the other aspects of your life right now to decompress fully. That's it.
That's it. That's our horoscopes for the week.
Yeah! Have a good week, everyone.
I'm digging the horoscopes this week. I feel as though my horoscope is getting pretty close to being spot on all the time.
Yeah, yours is really right there.
Yeah, I'm a fan of horoscopes, even though I don't, believe that would actually. It's just been my thing.
They do ring true with him a lot of
They
times.
ring true. Even me being the Capricorn. If you read about what a Capricorn is, it's pretty close to me.
Oh yeah.
Right down to the bad knees.
Bad to the bone.
Bone hurt.
So I went and I bought the books that I said I was going to buy last week. I bought Haunted Highway, The Spirits of Route 66, and this is by Ellen Robson and Diane Freeman. And then I bought Of Blood and Bones, Kate Fruller, Working with Shadow Magic and the Dark Moon. So, I thought it'd be fun if we read a couple things out of Haunted Highway, because they're short little stories of haunted places that this couple that wrote this book, they stopped at along the way. These are well-known places that you can visit. They give the address, they give the phone numbers, they even give you a little direction on how to get where you need to go to whatever destination you want to experience. These places are open to the public. You either would have to have a reservation or book a dinner or buy a coffee or, just buy a ticket to get into them, which is really cool. So everything in this book is open to the public. So...
Did you pick one out that's good, too?
What is that?
At some point, it'll probably be the Tegu that Christine bought crawling across the floor, but right now that was my sneakers squeaking on my chair.
Holy shit, that's scaring me. I was like, oh my god, we pissed Baphomet off again. He's got crazy
He
eyes.
does have a little bit of crazy eyes.
Right?
He should really be sitting like, he's not sitting correctly, he should really be sitting like this.
Well, he's supposed to have one up, one down.
One down, that's above, so below.
He's trying. I don't know, maybe he was shipped wrong.
Aren't we all shipped wrong in some way or another?
Alright, so I'm gonna pick one out. You know what, and this one looks interesting. It's called...
She goes right to the mine shaft.
The Mine Shaft Tavern in Madrid, New Mexico.
Is this Chrissy's Creepy Chronicles?
Yes, this is Creepy Chronicles of Chrissyness. So, the area around Madrid, just 26 miles south of La Cienega. It's Mexican, I don't know. La Cienega is the oldest coal mining region in New Mexico, with evidence suggesting that the mineral was mined as early as the late 1850s. Because Madrid was one of the only few places in the world where both hard and soft coal were found, it became a flourishing mining town. Oxen hauled hard coal from Madrid all the way to St. Louis. At its peak in the 1920s and the 30s, the population reached 2,500. During World War II, the Madrid mines provided Los Alamos, New Mexico, with 20,000 tons of coal, enabling them to build the first atomic bomb. Production started to dwindle when the switch to natural gas and diesel fuel slowly cut out the need for coal. Doom came in 1959 when Los Alamos, Madrid's last major customer for coal, made the switch to gas. Don't creep me out! Almost overnight, Madrid became a ghost town. Only a few hardy souls remained, reluctant to leave a lifetime of memories. The 1970s was the time of the counterculture, with artists and hippies purchasing the miner shacks at bargain basement prices. They renovated homes and opened shops to sell their wares. Slowly, Madrid came back to life. Today, the town, with the majestic Ortiz Mountains for a background, boasts a population of 400. This quaint mountain community, with its shops, galleries, and restaurants, has become a popular stop along the Turquoise Trail. To get a real feel of the history of the colorful town, visit the Mine Shaft Tavern. It opened for business in 1946, and it was here the miners gathered for farewell drinks on the fateful day when they received the news that the mines were closing. The Mine Shaft Tavern, purchased from the Albuquerque and the Cerrillos Coal Company and restored in 1982, was no longer an oasis for the miners who worked in Madrid, but it's certainly one of the best roadhouses in America. The tavern's 40-foot lodge pole pine bar is the longest stand-up bar in New Mexico. Behind the bar, a long, narrow room was designed to resemble the interior of a coal mine tunnel. Oh, that's really cool. Like so many mining towns, Madrid had its share of tragedies. At one time, one of the mines collapsed and several people were killed. The Mine Shaft Tavern has had enough paranormal experiences to convince anyone that some of the old miners are still hanging around, enjoying their favorite watering hole. Bartenders, as well as guests, have seen glasses fall on their own and break. doors that open and swing back and forth, sounds that can be heard coming from 6-inch adobe walls, and after closing hours, objects are mysteriously moved around. Perhaps the most unsettling occurrence is when employees look in a mirror and instead of seeing their own reflections, they see that of a ghost. After sundown, the darkness of the living ghost town in the middle of nowhere is eerie. With only the stars providing light, it is the perfect setting where the dead haunt the living, and if you're really quiet, you may be able to hear sounds of a long-deceased Indian who roams the ballpark area of the north end of the town. So the address for the Mineshaft Tavern is 2846 State Highway 14, Madrid, New Mexico, 87010. The phone is 505-473-0743, and the hours daily are 11 to 11, but I'm sure with COVID, it has completely changed.
Yeah, sure, it's not good.
So,
Open.
yeah. So, I don't know. Do you want to read one? It's interesting. It's got a lot of history. There's tons of it. Goes all the way.
What this book is about here. This Haunted Highway, the spirits of Route 66. 66, behind tinglings, tales of ghosts and encounters. Mineshaft Tavern. What I want to know is there anything near New Jersey?
Well, I think it starts in Chicago.
Chicago. That's my kind of town. Oh, we don't have Route 66 in New Jersey.
No, I think it starts up in Chicago.
Southern California, bro. Alright, so we got Illinois. I used to call it Illinois, of course, Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico. Man, New Mexico. Is that what we just did, New Mexico?
There's a bunch of them now.
Yeah, I've been in New Mexico, man. And the whole thing with like aliens, UFOs, Area 51, I can totally see why it would be going down in New Mexico, man.
Is it really that barren?
It's barren. It's crazy, man. It's that kind of barren.
Oh my goodness.
I believe the police are coming for us now. No.
They were coming for us last night.
They were coming for us last night. What happened last night?
And again, Brett and I just skipped out right before the police showed up at the party.
Alright, I'm doing the whole just open the book up and let it fall where it may. And we're going to California, which is, of course, the place you want to be. Calico Ghost Town in Calico, California. The mining camp of Calico, located 10 miles east of Barstow, was founded in March of 1881 when silver was discovered there. The multicolored mountains behind the town, sporting reds, whites, purples, and greens of the various minerals, prompted the miners to name the town Calico because these colors were found in calico skirts of the period. In its heyday, the town had 1,200 residents and boasted 22 saloons.
Wow,
I'm doing some quick math. That's like 55 people per saloon. That's a lot of saloons for a small town. So many of which remained open 24 hours a day. This was a party town, straight up. Like other mining towns of this period, Calico had its red light district. With 22 saloons, I would hope so. The houses with their fallen angels were found toward the south end of the mining camp, but within its main business district. Calico has come alive once again as a commercialized county park where visitors can relive Old West history for themselves. 5 of the many buildings scattered throughout the ghost town are original. The park office once housed a bordello, which we have been told might have been one of the things that was inside of our own house.
Oh yeah, that's so true!
A few ghosts chose to linger behind in this old boom town. Lucy B. Lane still inhabits her old house, now the Lane Home Needlepoint store. Lucy's favorite wicker chair in her bedroom rocks back and forth on its own. If her chair is moved to a different location, it is always found where Lucy had kept it, facing the front window. Does she still pass the time by watching people stroll past her home? On more than one occasion, a clerk has opened the store in the morning to find pictures, normally hanging on the wall, piled in the middle of the floor. Had they dropped on their own, they would have fallen straight down, not to the middle of the room. Surprisingly, the frames and glass have always been intact. Clerks working in the store after business hours sometimes hear noises and movement, but they can never find the source of the sounds. One employee appreciates the fact that this was, after all, Lucy's house, and greets her each morning and tells her goodnight as she closes up the business. Little Saloon, an original building, not saloons, like we said, has a variety of ghosts that prefer to be heard, not seen. While sitting on the bench waiting for the doors to be opened, several tourists were surprised to hear the sounds of an old-style piano. Ding, 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 and a rowdy crowd coming from the inside of the building. Peering through the windows, they found the old watering hole empty. Employees getting ready to close up Lil's sometimes hear the jingle of spurs and other unexplained sounds. They can never track down the origin of the noise. A former historian of Calico saw the spirit of a pale lady dressed in Spanish white lace on the outskirts of town. While walking toward her, he watched with astonished eyes as she disappeared when he was only 100 yards away. A couple visiting the old schoolhouse in 1990 spoke to a tall woman dressed in 1890s garb. She explained to them that she had been the last teacher at Calico. They had pictures taken with the woman, but when the film was developed, only the man and the woman were in the photograph. Only the man and woman were in the photograph. The couple were in the photograph.
Yeah,
not the
ghost.
teacher. Calico's last teacher, Mrs. Margaret Oliver, passed away in 1932. She was buried at Calico at her own request. Did Margaret love teaching so much that her career carried over into her afterlife?
Aha!
So, Calico Ghost Town Regional Park, we're not sure what's going on there now because of the pandemic that's going on, is located at 36600 Ghost Town Road, apropos, in Yermo, California, 92398. You want to call before you go, 800-862-2542. Their hours before everything went down, before the stand went down, essentially, or daily 8 a.m. to dusk, closed Christmas Day, and the shops were open from 9 to 5. If you want directions, it's 2020, put Calico Ghost Town Regional Park in your damn iPhone and get your ass there. Yeah, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Maybe to give you directions. But this is interesting. Books books.
Yeah.
Now, I got an iPad, I got this, but books, this is like, you can sit in front of it. Because if I was doing this on an iPad, I'd be like, oh, now I gotta flip this, and I lost my internet connection.
No, that's why I bought them. There's I just haven't bought a real book in years. So I was like, it's time. I think it would be a lot of fun to do this. And it seems like there's a lot of neat history in this. So,
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, my other book that I bought, the Blood and Bones, I haven't really gotten into yet. But just to give you the idea on the back, again, because next week I'll definitely be reading this week. So next week I'll be able to pick out some really unusual things. But it's to learn to work with the magic of the dark moon. Shadow magic occupies a critical but often misunderstood role in the rich history of witchcraft. This book explores topics such as ethical use of animal parts and bones, blood magic, dark moon energy, and other rarely discussed aspects of witchcraft. With a focus on ethically sourcing materials and suggestions for plant-based substitutions, author Kate Fruehler provides much-needed information and hands-on technique to help you strengthen your witchcraft practice, connect to nature, protect yourself and your kith and kin, and know yourself in a deep way. Within these pages, you will also discover methods for hexing, scrying, sex magic, and working with dark deities in addition to the magical use of graveyard dirt and performing spells to assist the crossing of a dying loved one. The shadow work explored in Blood and Bones reminds us that not everything is love and light, and that facing the dark side supports the quest to achieve spiritual wholeness. Yes.
I look forward to hearing all about the sex magic.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah. Yes.
So, we got 36 minutes. We're doing very good this week. We're talking well.
Woo!
So we're not 3 episodes into this, and I'm sorry to put
Is this Brady's bitch?
Yeah, this is going to be the Atheist Irritation this week. Hopefully it'll be short, won't be too much, but one of the things I've done is on our YouTube channel that I'm beginning to post videos up onto, youtube.theatheistandthewitch.com. I'm putting previews of the behind the scenes, what you're seeing here, on there. so people can see what we do, and then if they're interested, they can become a patron and go to Patreon and see the whole. If they want to watch a whole hour of us looking at each other playing around Baphomet, they can do that. But anyhow, I put it up there, and of course on YouTube, people can write comments and stuff. I do check all the comments, and so far, believe it or not, 3 episodes in, we've gotten 2 comments. Both, of course, are from people who apparently are Abrahamic God worshippers. And what they do is, I could 100% tell if they don't watch the preview that I'm putting on there or anything. They just see the word atheist and witch, and they just start ranting without realizing that we don't even talk about really. This is the first time we really talked about God. Anything. And in the 3-minute previews that I put on there, there's 0 talk of any God. So there. Yeah. But anyway. I had one comment, it was some bizarre thing, and the person didn't have a picture or anything up, so I removed that. But then this week, this gentleman, Bernard, put up this great big long question and self-answering comment up there that I've removed since, because I don't really want to go on and on with somebody back and forth on the internet. But to me it's comical as somebody who just doesn't believe in any of the gods. Let me put it to you this way. When people say they're atheists, they don't believe in the factual reality of gods. We 100% like to read about and understand the mythology of gods and all of that. That's interesting. But we don't believe in. Nothing has been factualized that has shown me that.
So you need proof.
Proof. Yeah. Physical proof. It's been factualized. But anyway. This gentleman goes into a question: is the natural universe, or in quotes, nature, eternally old, or must it actually have a beginning? Now, of course, I'm not a scientist. That's why I'm an atheist, where it's reason, it's not science meets magic. It's reason meets magic. But I have read some science, and I have learned about things. And then, of course, the current scientific theory is the Big Bang of the universe. The universe will expand, and then it will contract, and then it will expand, and it will contract, and that's what it's birth and death and rebirth. That is the current theory that they are factualizing with what they can see with telescopes. So, is the natural universe eternally old, or must it actually have a beginning? The universe has a beginning and an end, and it goes back and forth. It lives and dies like everything else. His answer is, to be eternally old is to be uncaused. So he's saying that the universe had no ending nor beginning. It's just always been and really, really fucking old. Which no scientist says that. They say the universe, they don't know it existed before the Big Bang, but the theory would be, of course, that the universe had expanded and then it contracted again, and then... To be uncaused, nature must violate cause and effect. A law of nature. Well, yes, there's a cause. If I do one thing, there's an effect. Yeah. But his basis for his thesis is flawed from just saying that his understanding is the universe has just always been old, so he's negating the Big Bang theory.
Yeah, he's negating that there was ever any kind of beginning or creation. You know, he's saying it's always been.
So saying that, nature can violate a law of nature. No, it never doesn't. No, the universe does not violate the law of nature. There was something before the Big Bang, which was probably a previous universe that contracted. Let's not get into multiverses. Let's not go there tonight.
Multiverse.
Okay, so nature began. So right now, the answer to his first question is the Big Bang, and the Big Bang is from what the scientific theory is. It bangs, it expands until it can no longer expand, and then it contracts, and then it bangs again. So the universe is doing a lot of very long time, very long term banging. Okay, so the next question. Okay, so nature began. So the universe, the Big Bang happened, and there was a universe beforehand. Per cause and effect, whatever begins to exist must have a cause. Yes, the cause is, of course, the Big Bang. But what caused nature? Was it a natural cause? And his answer, no. Per the law of logic known as non-contradiction. There's a law of logic. Okay? Non-contradiction. Since nature began to exist and must have a cause, the Big Bang, the cause of nature cannot be nature.
Oh, so nature didn't create itself.
Well, he's confusing the beginning of everything, like the beginning of mass expanding and coalescing, with nature, the natural world, which, anyway, it must be logically not nature or supernature, which we call God. No, supernatural is not automatically God.
No,
Supernatural is something that it's something beyond nature. It's not God. Now, of course, I'm sure, 100% sure, he's only talking about his Abrahamic God, because at my point would be, Odin came along, took a bolt of lightning, threw it into the center of nothingness, and exploded it into the Big Bang. That's my theory. Fuck it. That's what I'm going with tonight, and that's where I'm going. Later on, it might be Stan Lee create a comic book about us. Anyway, must be logic, non-logic. It's what we call God. Without God, without the Abrahamic God, atheism, nature either began without a cause, violating cause and effect. No, it does not violate cause and effect. The Big Bang. Or is eternally old, uncaused. Again, violating cause and effect. Both are scientifically, to him, absurd. This guy obviously knows absolutely nothing about science. How about believing that nature simply created itself? Again, and this guy's just throwing evolution. He's negating evolution out the window. He's throwing out evolution out the window. Evolution. So Big Bang, the universe expands, billions and billions and billions of years. Gases coalesce.
Things happen.
Things that now this is the thing about atheists and theists and scientists and atheists and theists. If we can't explain something, we'll look to science to understand it. If we don't understand it, we don't just say, well, this I don't understand, God, or a God. So we don't do that. That's absurd. Bolt of lightning, that's old school thinking. Bolt of lightning comes down through the sky. How the hell did that happen? Thor. Boom, got it. Figured it out. Done. Don't have to worry about that anymore. So that's absurd. How about believing that nature simply created itself? Answer. To create itself, something must exist before it existed. That's logically absurd. So, and I'm going to finish up with this at the end here. Question. Okay, fine. The laws of nature, cause and effect, and logic, non-contradiction, both prove God. But who created God? Now he's got someplace. Now let's take. Now you're thinking there, buddy. Now you're getting someplace. Now you just ask yourself the question: who created your God?
People.
Because that's actually the correct answer. 100% the correct answer. So let's see what he answers. But who created God? Answer: God, the creator of our space-time, also known as Stan Lee, universe, logically exists outside of his own creation, outside of space and time. Does a timeless God begin? No, a timeless God never began and has no creator. He answered nothing. He's talking in riddles.
Yeah, he's totally talking in riddles. It's just bullshit.
It's just bullshit. That's just bullshit, which is what people who believe in the factual existence of any God, whether it be Odin or Zeus or Ares or the Abrahamic God, which is Yahweh, they're just using God as an excuse for something they don't understand. When I don't understand something, I do use the words, God damn it, why in God's name did this happen, da 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 da. I use all the same ones that everybody else is using. It's just a colloquial expression that we use as saying, why did this happen? I don't understand it. It does not, and I'm not ever going to factualize that there's actually some being up there going, ha ha, you jerk off. Because if there was, I would hope that he wouldn't be going, ha ha, you jerk off. He'd be like, I'm sorry, I just wasn't paying attention, man. I would have got you on that one. I would have had your back. But
because then you're a douchebag.
Yeah, then those guys are douchebags. And it's funny because we'll go to that another time. How did God? You had the correct answer. Who created God?
People.
People created gods when they didn't understand. That's the answer of that. Now, how did everything become into being? The theory of evolution. We know all these scientific theories, and yes, they are theories because they can change over time. When more scientific evidence is exposed, you can change your point of view and everything. That's how science works. The mythologies and everything of gods and that, they don't work because they don't work as something you want to factually base your life around. Spiritually base your life around, like if you pull the good parts out of it, whether you're a pagan or Wiccan or you want to call yourself a Christian, whatever you want to do, pull the good parts out. But at no point should you ever use it for anything factual in your life.
Yeah, no.
You know, like let's say you always say that I'd rather worship a tree. You worship a tree. But Christine if she would worship a tree, she'll put the little candles out, she'll do these things as a ritual, and it's a pagan thing. But if Christine were to get a cut on her arm, that was about 8 inches long and deep enough where she could possibly bleed to death. She wouldn't wander over to the tree, bleed on the tree, and then sit there praying to the tree that the tree will heal me. Because she knows, factually and logically, she would drop fucking dead if she did that.
Yeah.
So that's what that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Whereas like Christian Scientists and stuff, they will pray and then they'll die and they're like, that's God's will. That's, to me, that's absurd. So, is the natural universe eternally old? No, it is not. It is not eternally old. Can I give you a straight answer as to how the universe, the Big Bang created? Was there anything before it? No, I cannot. I do not have factual evidence of how that happened. I will not tell you as a good, decent person.
I'll tell you what, if you did, you'd be fucking rich.
I'd be well known. I don't know if I'd be rich.
You would be well known and rich because people would be like, he got it.
He figured it out.
He figured it out.
He figured it out. Einstein figured it out. And Einstein had his beliefs and everything. His famous saying, "God does not roll dice. Like things happen for a reason."
Yeah.
He was cool, dude. He was cool. And there's a lot of Christians and intelligent people, and they don't use their religion. Never use your religions, whatever they may be, to harm other people.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So the bottom line here for me and Christine is if you come on our YouTube channel and you put a big rant on there about gods or hating on anything or any of us, I'm immediately going to delete it, and then you're going to be talked about on our podcast, so everybody can hear about it. You will not get any recognition, nor will you get any replies from us on there. We prefer to talk about things on here. I've spent many a moon.
What was this ding dong's name?
It was I don't want to give him his full name, but his first name was Bernard.
Bernard! This one's for you.
His last name was not Getz. That's all I got.
Oh my God! Could you imagine? We would have to lock the door.
But so that's my atheist irritation for the week. It's like, please, if you're gonna put something on there, give me a Joseph Campbell quote. Give me some Eckhart Tolle. Give me something that's you know what? Give me something that Stan Lee said. Post a Stan Lee interview on.
Yeah.
Because my personal belief, I believe Stan Lee was the Marvel Comics god. This is Earth 0.1, and he came in just to write us. He came in just to get some fodder for what could possibly happen if you completely screw up a democracy by doing what we're doing here. But anyhow, I think Stan Lee is my little god. He's a really good guy. Such a great human being. But anyway. Christine, what you got anything else for us this week? I'm sorry I took a lot of time there.
No, I'm pretty good, man. It was just, should we talk about like the pestilence and the famine going on in the house? Actually, it's just pestilence. It's not really famine.
Or at 50 minutes, I think we should save that for next week.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more.
Yeah, there'll be a lot. It's
way
causing
more.
tension. It's causing tension.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll break up a couple times this week over it.
All right. So before we sign off, we'll give another 5 or 10 minutes here. I just want to remind everybody that we are here. We're doing Atheist and Witch magazine, where we're looking for contributors, submissions, and everything else for that. And we do have some people that have started to trickle in. The first issue will come out probably the first week of October, because it's going to be a good time for the Atheist and the Witch to drop the magazine. Anna Sophia Eloise has sent in some photos. The Dark Raven. Sparks One Photography sent in Molly. Mark Ruiz.
Molly's really, I like Molly. Molly's got cool stuff.
Mark Ruiz has sent in a whole fairy submission. A girl named Naoma Barley has sent in some stuff as well. Our model from back in the Passion Pinup days, Penelope, has some really cool photos that she sent in. Sharna Lee, who's a really great photographer out of California, has 2 models this month, and I've got some writing in there. Christine's going to be doing some writing, and dang it, we're going to try and get some artists in there and some other writers, but we just got to keep pushing. We'll have stuff. Finally, to find us on the internet, we're all over like stink on doggy poo-poo.
Right?
We're on Twitter at Atheist and Witch. We're on Instagram at The Atheist and The Witch. We're on Facebook at The Atheist and The Witch. Our YouTube channel for previews and whatnot of the show and other cute, funny stuff is youtube.theatheistandthewitch.com. We have a Patreon site that is up, patreon.com/The Atheist and The Witch, where you can support us. You can see full behind-the-scenes videos, grab a sticker or two at different support levels, and help us out to keep all that stuff going. It also helps us do the magazine. So thank you if you are becoming Patreons there. If you'd like to show your support and wear it, you can head over to our Zazzle stores where we have shirts, mugs, hats, and other merchandise for fans of The Atheist and The Witch. It is located at store.theatheistandthewitch.com. And I'd also like to tell everybody that Miss Witch over here, The Witch, also has her own personal Patreon.
Woo! The Wild Witch.
The Wild Witch, which is patreon.com/The Wild Witch. She has many different photo sets of things that we have done, photo sets we've taken of.
And more to come.
More to come of Wild Witch stuff. And she's also got other things on there. She's got drawings that she's doing. She's posting stuff so you can keep track of her little things on there. It's really cool.
Yeah, and there'll be little drawings that I'll put up for people. To either, if you enjoy them and you want to purchase them, they'll be up for sale. Plus I make candles. I know who doesn't make candles nowadays, but hey, it's fun.
It's the witch, the Wild Witch.
It's the witchy thing to do.
It's got magic in there.
Yeah.
She's also on Instagram as Wild Witch Lady, so you can catch her on there and keep up to date with what's going on. And also sign up for our newsletters. We have a Reason and Magic newsletter, which is at theatheistandthewitch.com/newsletter. And the Wild Witch has her own, is theatheistandthewitch.com/Wild Witch update. So you can get the newsletters and find out what's going on. Yes. And there's Chrissy's personal store where she sells shirts and artwork is thewitchstore.theatheistandthewitch.com. So we have a lot of
we have a lot of stuff.
irons in the fire, as they say. We're busy here at the Cottage Conundrum.
Yes.
I have so much to say, but it can't come out. I have what is that? Brain constipation.
Oh boy, that hurts.
All right, so I will sign off with our little blurb here for all of you out there that are just like us. They call us weird. They call us odd. They don't get it. We don't care. Where reason meets magic, we are the Atheist and the Witch. Goodbye from the Atheist.
That's gonna be your nightly blurb.
That's our weekly blurb.
Yeah.
That's for us, and that's for everybody that follows us. We're weirdos, and suck it up. Deal with it.
Buttercup. So do you have a personal blurb?
Personal blurb this week. What is my personal blurb this week? Well, you know what? I forgot it. That's I have to have my own.
Your personal thoughts and feelings.
My personal thoughts.
You must be emotionally raw for everybody, Brittle. Put it out there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is my thought for the week. This is something I saw. The only thing that is more important than having rules is knowing when to break them.
That's really good. That's a really good one. Yeah.
So good night from the Atheist.
Alright, so mine is something that I'm sure a few people have heard. It's a little common, but I just love it. It's just so heartfelt. And it's from Terry Pratchett, the Wintersmith. And it goes like this. A witch ought never to be frightened in the darkest forest, Granny Weatherwax had once told her, because she should be sure in her soul that the most terrifying thing in the forest was her.
Don't mess
With the witch.
with the witch.
Good night.
Good night. Alright, we've done it again. We've made it through another one, and just barely. I got 21% left on the laptop. Alright, we're getting better and better at this. Although I think when you do your stories, like in the book, you need to read the story beforehand.
Yeah.
You're not the
I'm not the best.
well, you're not good at reading something cold.
Yeah.
Because I do the same thing, like I'll read ahead and I'll say the word like momentarily and it'll come out monetarily.
Yeah.
I noticed that you do that. Like, I'm listening to you, and I'm like, oh man, she's like.
I'm totally butchering it.
Yeah. When you're freeballing, you're doing good. When you're reading, so I would just read. I would read whatever story you want to read beforehand, like during the week, and then say like a bookmark and say that's the one I'm going to read.
Okay.
That way you're.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
I apologize. I told Christine how to do something in front of everybody.
It's no, it's not.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's just hey, I know I'm doing it, so I know I'm not the best. I'm not a good speaker.
Oh, she's the best. Find out more about that on The Wild Witch.
Woo! All right, kid.